Hello everybody, welcome to another Zabbix video. This time we are talking about log file monitoring. If we study the documents, then log file monitoring is used in a sense that we will create one item for one pattern or one pattern group, and eventually it can end up having multiple items, even like tens or okay, not hundreds but tens of items. And if they all are linked on the same agent, what happens is there will be multiple rereadings. Practically there are like multiple cursors going on, like, and tracking how far each item has managed to get the task done. And yeah, this time in this video I want to show alternative way how to do it. And this alternative way, it's not the best, but it's just different way. And what we will do is we will read log file only once and give more tasks to Zabbix proxy, because in Zabbix we have a master item and option to create dependent items. What we can do is we can create log file to be the master item and then search for all of the necessary patterns with the help of dependent items. And this task will really give proxy server a lot of extra CPU usage. If you look for a reason why you why we want to add more CPUs to the proxy, then this can be the reason. And it's definitely not suitable if application, when it fails, it produces hundreds of lines per second. Like, if I know with the Java application sometimes it happen, then like don't use it. It's too dangerous, or use like a very dedicated proxy for this Java application, so it does not drag down the central server. Okay. In my use case, my goal is to monitor nginx log. There is like access log, and inside this access log, two things is a little bit entertaining to me. One is like, what is the origin IP address, and here we see like the line starts with an IP address. So I would love to see statistics, how frequently from which internet service provider or from which location somebody is querying this web server log, and really like draw the graph about those stats. And it's since all lines really in this case, in my case, starts with the nginx, and then I will come up with some like silly pattern here, grep capital E for the regular expression support, lowercase o to print only the matching lines, and like if line starts with the non-space character, and that's it, like var log nginx access log, and if we sort and give like unique keys, enter, that's my answer. Like my web server receives only requests from these IP addresses, and I would like to read the log file only once and then aggregate these statistics. That will be one case, and the other case is going to the configuration level. My nginx server is running like multiple sites. If we have a look on one, like we have this server name, grep server name, and we see my nginx is listening on different sites, z60, z62, and so on. I would like to aggregate these statistics as well, how frequently I'm using which version. And for this task I came up with the one-liner. This is the one-liner, and it is like analyzing the whole directory and searching for IP addresses, and it's producing this content in the output, like which resource I'm asking about. Okay, now let's replicate these things in the template, but before that I will highlight that my agent is running with the config this, which is let's clear the screen. Like this is the agent config. It's allowing the key to be like any key can be run, and also it's using root privileges, Zabbix agent 2. At the systemd level, I have configured to be executed as root. If you try to replicate this same setup, then don't forget to use systemctl daemon reload like this, and after that, like restart the agent, and then after that, when we look on the process list and grep for conf agent 2, we can see like agent 2 is listening on the behind the user root. It's practically having all privileges to read all files in the file system. Okay, navigating forward, so replicating the commands. One of the command in the template I want to use is this guy, like how to query what kind of addresses my web server is running. So I will copy this to clipboard, click, going to the template, nginx access.log. This will be modules, click. Inside the macro section, let's put that one-liner, and this will be called site names. Okay. Another one will be IP origin, and the IP origin will be the origin is this guy. Copy, and yeah, this is the IP origin. And another variable we will use, or it will be like batch. What is the size of every batch? That will be used for aggregation to combine like a little bit batches to understand time range, let's say. Okay, those are initial settings for the blank template. Now at the item level, let's create the log file, log, and the path of the log is this. Click, and this will be log file. It must be used in active mode. Click, collection every 1 second. So normally how we use in the, according to the documentation, we use here, like second argument of the log file is pattern. I will not use that today. So it will collect raw log file. It will cost a little bit network throughput, and all the pre-processing will happen at the side of proxy. Proxy in this, if you run this solution, I almost say proxy becomes a mandatory component, because there will be too many dependent items and too many hits on the master item. We don't want to put that load on the central server. Add. Now to automate those discoveries, let's create another rule, which will use system run and this item key, and inside the item key will be site names. This was the title of the macro, which will run that a long one-liner, site names, and inside the preprocessing we will use JavaScript preprocessing. Why is that? Because like this command is producing variables, one variable per line, and I want to formulate a JSON which will be suitable for low-level discovery. And to convert into the JSON, we will use like this JavaScript preprocessing. If you are a long-time user of the channel, you have seen that this is my favorite snippet. Okay, it will produce JSON. Job done. Add. Let's clone the item key, and the other one will be called IP origin. Okay, and nothing else must be changed. Add. Now creating discovery rules. Let's start with the IP name. Click discovery rule. I will call IP, and here again IP. Inside the LLD macro we should come up with some mapping, hashtag IP, and from that JavaScript snippet there is like this will be name of the JSON element. Copy, and let's put that in here. Pattern. Okay, that's everything. Add. And for the other item we will create site. Click site, and very similar thing here, and $sign dot square brackets single quote, and we will call hashtag site. Okay, two different LLD rules run in parallel. Add, and what will happen next, we will start to map automatically dependent items based on what kind of patterns these two guys are reporting. To do so, discovery rules. Let's start with the IP segment. IP create, and we are working with dependent item. Click a link with that very log item, and I will call here IP hashtag and also IP. Click, and content of click content of this. Okay, so it relies really on the input frequency on the log streaming or log raw item pre-processing. And now the magical part, we will just use the plain reject regular expression and target just some IP pattern somewhere in the middle, and that's it. And now the heavy load on the proxy, since like most of the lines will not always necessarily have that pattern, custom on fail is absolutely mandatory. We will say custom on fail. If we don't find a pattern, then don't worry, like discard unchanged. This I think was not possible in 5.0, but in earlier versions we have this button, so it's absolutely critical. Otherwise this is not we cannot replicate this solution. All right. These guys will hook up with the access log item, add, and the other one will be, let's visit the other one. Click, create item, dependent item, select the log item. We will call it site, square brackets, curly parenthesis, site, curly parenthesis, close. Content of hashtag site, and same approach over here, log, and we will use regular expression dot star, like any line could start, or the keyword can be in the middle of the line or at the end, and let's unpack that pattern so far. Add, and now the aggregation part. I will create another item which will be calculated item. This will produce number in the output. There is function like count, open, and 2 times / means current host or current template, like the item should exist inside the same template, and the item is called site, like this. And after the item key, like what is the aggregation period, how big the time frame we want to use for input, and I will use that batch variable over here, batsh, and function close these, and also the update frequency will match the batch. So this will be called hits like this. Okay, and now we'll say like site dot hits square brackets and put like that. Hits per site and like this. Looks good enough. Click, copy this guy, site hits per site, add, and almost ready. The other discovery for the item should also deserve this calculated item. It is called IP, and IP hits or IP hits, and this variable over here, and then hits per IP with this IP. The batch should be also here, and units is hashtag, exclamation mark hits. Okay, job done. Add. We should do some crash test and see if it even works. The template is ready. Let's visit data collection hosts. I have sample host with 0 items so far. And let's try to link the template. Update. In 7.0, if we use default settings for proxy, default settings for central server, default settings for agent 7, then the configuration update will happen so fast. Those discovery rules will execute very soon, immediately when they receive updates of active checks. We have 3 items. One is streaming the log file, very raw log file. This will cost some throughput. And the other ones, they are usually they will execute 1 hour or 1 day. They will look what kind of patterns we can possibly capture. And the discovery rule, we see it is still not it's not failed, and that's great. And now we see items 23. Okay, and so now we have one single collector item, and this will be the single one which executes on the actual server. It's like delivering line by line, 20 lines per second it can deliver, and then each dependent item is using same input, and it's scanning, do we have this pattern? If we don't have the pattern, completely discard the stuff. Okay. So far I think the streaming should be started already. If we look at the latest data page, click and latest data, I see hits per IP, so it's already working. Very nice start. And when we see hits per site, since I'm actually using the site Z70, it is already producing, like, since I'm navigating through the front end, like there is happening some engagement with this very website. Okay, now let's create the dashboard. Templates, dashboard, create dashboard, summary, apply. This will be the graph, one of the graphs, and I will call it hits per site. Click, and this will be like some sort of it will be this graph right now. Add, and let's clone this guy, paste, and IPs, and this will be called hits per IP. Click, apply. Let's call this one also like sites. Apply, and does it work? Save. Let's open here. open the only dashboard we possibly have. If we filter out last 5 minutes, we see something is going on, like all the sites, and here the pure IP addresses are there. What I personally like to do is randomize the color per data set. There was a video in the channel some time ago when I talked about like how do we randomize the color, and it is implementing like a patch, and I will give the reference to that video. But what I will do right now, I will change the color to some very special code, 247003. That's the magical code. Enter. I also put the stacked graph over here, apply, and same for the other one. Color, click, enter, stacked graph, apply, save, and now how this dashboard will change, apply, and voila, like random colors out from the box with very few clicks. Now we see like the frequency, how many hits are per each site. What I also like to do here at this stage is monitor just the size of access log and extract the delta. I find it to be very entertaining and super useful. So we will create item, active item, select, and there is something like size, click, file size, and the log file is this. Okay, update interval, like we will also use that, batch update interval, and size of access log, and this is bytes. Okay, but I would like to extract the delta to be very entertaining. Simple change, yeah, that will do the trick. And add another size of error log, clone, error, and like this. Preprocessing will remain, add, and now adding this same stuff to the dashboard, add, click over here, add, and so size of access.log, I will add star as well. This will be somewhere greenish, and okay, and maybe let's use the staircase, and aggregation per 1 minute. Okay, size of access log, add, copy, add it, paste, and this will be size of error log, click, this will be more like reddish, same staircase, 1 minute, aggregation, update, and let's save the dashboard and have a look how it looks so far. Click, and here you go, like this is how it looks so far. Like since there are no errors in the error log, then that's great. Yeah, actually I better like changed the bar widgets to, change these ones to bars, like bar, and also do some aggregation, something like per 1 minute, click, and okay, 1 minute, update, and same for the hits per IP address, bars, aggregation, sum, 1 minute, sum, apply. Did I choose sum here? No, sum, and that's it. Apply, save, how does it look right now? Yeah, it looks interesting. Bars. I like this a lot. Let's a little bit simulate this these different front ends I have running, and opening the version. Let's open like 6.0 front end for a second, and I will go to the latest data page, go to the hosts. Like, I'm aggregating hits for my web server. Click different sections, going to the configuration, opening the media types. Let's go to completely different website like 7.2, and again aggregating some hits, reset, going to the items, going to the trigger, click, cancel, opening another one, like aggregating hits for a very particular site. Will the access log capture this indication? That is the question. Okay, enough about surfing. And here what we see already, some colors are popping up, and we see already hits per 6.0, 24 hits, and 7.2 also 8 hits. So it's doing a good job. Like I can, and I see like access log is growing, and it's kind of indicating the user engagement with that particular web server. Okay, that is everything for this solution. It is not applicable to any situation. It's quite dangerous. If we have like 5 patterns, then fine. If we have 20 patterns, like 20 dependent items linked on the log item, imagine like what will happen if there is like 50 lines per second. There is quite a heavy pre-processing going on, and as far as we kind of give a dedicated proxy for the task, then it can be good enough. Like the proxy will do the thing. Actually, I forgot one thing I personally like to implement is the inside the template, I don't want to actually save the line here, dependent item, to avoid any too much throughput. Instead of extracting the capturing group, I would like to like produce number 1. And update. This is my preferred way. For the other one as well, dependent item, instead of extracting full group, I would produce just number 1, update. And what it does is, inside the latest data page, when we see hits per Z72, in 1 minute, like this will this item, which comes from LLD rule, it will get remastered, and it will not store this kind of garbage in the database. I don't like use it in further analysis. Let's filter out last 5 minutes. Okay, it's not kicking in, but I'm quite confident it will arrive very, very soon. This is 7.2. Okay, sorry. Let's go back. Where is 7.0? 7.0, and it's already substituted. So now, instead of producing that full line, I can really save the database on the proxy. That's the final patch I would like to link, and it's still like it's counting. Previously, it was counting these lines, which is quite long lines, but now it will count these lines, which is much shorter, and it still works. So that's everything for this content. If you find it helpful, give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.